Alright, let me see if I can find us a sabotage match. Maybe I'll just, I'll look for one that is completed and recorded so we can get a nice full game. I have a tendency to do live matches, but, recorded matches are perfectly good too. Actually, 8 minutes in live. Is there anyone good in this? Oh, Tilter's in there. And give him some, gives him some viewership. He's doing something great. He's trying to set up a pickup game channel for Firefall so we get some more organized matches happening, which is not just great for the game and for its, its possibility as an esport, but he gives me something more interesting to watch and commentate. So props to Tilter. It looks like they may have just finished the first round, which if, we might have a problem here, everyone. Uh-oh. If this doesn't rectify itself in, about 10 seconds, I will go find us another match. I actually have problems. I can't even get Sabotage to work for more than a few minutes. I can't. I have to play TDM. I'm hoping Harvester doesn't have the same problem, but I always just drop when I'm trying to play Sabotage for any extended amount of time. Alright, this looks very crashed. Let's go find another match. I did break it. I broke everything. I'm sorry. Load times are a lot quicker than they used to be. It's very nice. Even though I still get some frame lag in Transhub. Why am I in my world map? That is the wrong thing. Whoops. Sorry, guys. Sabotage. Alright. This was played an hour ago. Looks like we had... I assume these are like... Ooh, Storm Hammy. Storm Hammy's good. Nero's pretty good. I vaguely remember the name Timotech. A lot of these guys I don't recognize, but what the hell? Let's go with it. Let's see how this match played out. And yeah, since it's a recorded match, it's dumped me right in when people started loading in. So, alright, 60 seconds to go time. See if we can get a quick talk in about team lineups. Double Biotech, Triple Engineer, Triple Biotech, excuse me, 1 Recon, pair of Assaults and a Dread. Kind of solid, maybe a little heavy on Biotech, but actually on defense quite good, because there's so many tight spaces you can drop that Poison Cloud in. It's just so effective. Only 1 Sniper, good, I like it. I hate multi-sniper teams, I've said this many times. Speaking of, hello, 3 Recons on offense to start, 1 Biotech, a pair of Dreads, pair of Engineers, and a pair of Assaults. So, kind of skewed in a very Recon direction. If they're very good Recons, they'll be able to get some work done, but generally they just won't have the frontline killing power that I feel they're going to need to break this. We'll see, though. I could be wrong. Nero is a very talented Dreadnought. And I believe a very talented Assault, if I'm remembering correctly. I could be wrong, though. And they're off. No initial push-up from Blue to try and stop the initial push, which I think I've said before I'm not a fan of, giving them free access to this choke point here, that I hope you can see my cursor. That choke point there is not really a great idea because it enables so many extra paths. This back one, the inner path down here. Although it looks like they're mostly taking advantage of the bridge push here, trying to control that. Yeah, Biotech already trying to lock that off. He sees that there's several people pushing there. He says, alright, let's push them back, make sure they can't push in for a few seconds, give people a chance to react. Initial push seeming to be reasonably strong, actually. Not what I expected because of so many recons, but let's get a view of the inside from right here. God! Got my camera all nice and set up, and then it had to bug out again. I'm sorry, it's I'm getting a little bit of that sort of jumpy server stuff, so I apologize for that. Looks like the push here has kind of fizzled out since last time. I mean, there's still pressure, but no one's actually managed to break their way in. If we look out across the rest of the map, we can see that there's kind of a focused respawn push coming down the lower path, straight in the front, trying to just ram their heads against it enough that it'll work. That is a valid strategy. You keep ramming all of your force into the same point. Eventually it does crack. It's not necessarily the fastest way to do things. Depends completely on how well your opponents respond to the fact that you just have one big giant push. And also it depends on how much AoE and area denial they have to try and manage that one big giant push. Still no second real bust into the room. There have been a couple idle attacking corpses, but they're mostly getting pushed back. Nero making a push. Most defenders are down. Thunderdome to try and force people out. Starting the hack? No. Looks like Nero's trying to secure the room for his team, who doesn't really seem to want to push in with him, which is disappointing. I know that feeling. You push in with one or two guys, you're like, alright, we'll show everyone how to do it. We'll pave the road. We'll be those bold guys who are destined for death. And then they just don't follow you. It happens. Looks like a medium-sized push coming from over here, but it's quickly repelled by poison clouds and thunderdomes. Shield push coming up from the center entrance. Lots of response coming from defense, though. It's about 5v3 at a glance. And yeah, offenders are getting pushed out very, very quickly there. A lot of kills coming up for the offensive team, though. So I don't know where they're getting those. Looks like over here they picked off a couple guys. There's so much focus. Oh, if they had managed to get a nice little flank from that bridge, while all of that focus was on this center door, they probably could have wiped a couple guys, especially because they have an assault out there. The team was very, very tight right here, the defending team, and they could have gotten a lot of good AoE pressure there. Again, you see these poison clouds. They're so useful in OCT. Some people say overpowered. I say not necessarily. Let's give it time to settle. They might be. I'm not going to say they aren't. I will say they're very, very strong, but I don't like knee-jerk reactions. I don't like saying, hey, let's change this immediately because it seems so broken. Tried to do a hero Thunderdome hack there, but got people stuck inside his Thunderdome with him, and Thunderdome is killable. It doesn't have as much health as it used to pre-patch, nor does it last as long. So the whole Thunderdome, I'm not even sure it was killable pre-patch, but I could be wrong. I didn't play Dreadnought at all. I played Medic. But just generally, you can't just Thunderdome on top of that and hack it anymore with no worries about the fact that maybe it'll go down. They can chew through it pretty quickly if you try to do that solo. Now, if you do that when you have team pressure and you can force them all out of the Thunderdome, you can probably get it, because they'll be busy trying to bust the dome and your team will wipe their team. Lots of dead defensemen right now. They need to take advantage of this and push. There's a lot of turrets. One of the Dreads really could clear that out, and that would help them a lot. Why are they not pushing in? It's an empty room. Now you got a couple people here that weren't there before. They're trying to get that hack off. Come on, Nero. Good use of the shield. The shield seems to be significantly more powerful now than it was before, just because with the lower time to kill and the fact that you don't have medics who can top you off, preventing damage becomes huge. They're trying so hard to get that hack. Oh, not quite. Nice try, though. Look at all this poison from both sides. Whoops, sorry. Didn't mean to zoom you out there. Yeah, red turret, blue turret. Red poison, blue poison. Everyone is just dropping everything. But now that the attackers have established kind of a foothold in here, and it's become more of a contested area and less of a push, like blue holds, but it's being pushed sort of area, there's a constant fight going on for control of the room. That generally means that red is going to get the hack soon, but I don't know. The blue is... God, I really shouldn't refer to them as colors because they switch, but The defending teams, yeah, they're pushing real hard. Good use of Poison Cloud. They've reestablished kind of a defensive position here. So, I mean, they're playing very solid defense. It's simply how it is. And, you know, I said it at the start of the match. I really don't think having 3 recons on this team is helping them at all. I think it's actually hindering them quite a bit. They don't have... Swap, like, 2 of those for Dreadnoughts or Assaults or something that can put on a lot of frontal pressure and can absorb fire, and you'd be doing a lot better. However, here we go. Looks like they might be pushing in finally. There's a couple... still a couple defenders for them to deal with. There's a Poison Cloud, though, from the attackers on the terminal. Another Poison Cloud, not the best position. That's really just making sure that your guys who are coming in have to guess at where the enemies are. But, no, they're still holding it. Yeah, they just have so much upfront damage. And the attackers just don't have the hit points or the defensive abilities to deal with it. I'm telling you, add in a couple more Thunderdomes and a couple more HMGs to this fight, and I think they would have pushed it at least 3 minutes ago. And this is, you know, the teams seem actually pretty even in terms of... And look at this, you can actually see the defenders have only 3 people near the top of the scoreboard. All the rest of the slots are occupied by the attackers. But because they can score as high as they want and get as many kills as they want, their team makeup just isn't conducive to pushing an objective. I think maybe when they get on defense, they'll actually have a very strong team lineup because they're doing very well at killing things. The recons will have a better, like, various better vantage points to snipe from. But I don't know. I actually haven't seen a turret mode Dread yet after the patch. Looks like he was doing some work. Very, very risky ability, turret mode. Just, you know, obviously you become very exposed when you throw it down, so you better hope you have some backup to cover your back and to prevent people from picking at you from a distance where your, whoops, I'm in a wall, where your machine gun spread just won't help you enough. Yeah, I'm sorry, Feldoth. I mean, you got a couple Dreadnoughts trying to be heroes, getting pushes going. They're trying so hard, but their team just isn't there. And it looks like they had some reasonable kind of... For a public game, they had some reasonable coordination going on. They were doing a couple, you know, solid 3 to 5 man pushes from each entrance. But it's just falling apart. They're getting desperate. They really want to take at least 1 point. They want to, you know, force at least a little bit of a match here, but it just doesn't look like they're going to get it. If this Dreadnought push right here from Nero and Feldoth fizzles out, I'm going to predict they don't cap A at all. I know, what a bold prediction, right, guys? Nero's still up, but not for long. There he goes, down. That flashing white of the health bar that the spec mode is doing, I like that I can see them taking damage, but I'd rather it would flash red or flash blue and actually show me the portion of health they have left. So as it is, it just flashes all white, and then I have no idea if they're almost dead or if they're at full health or what. Yeah, they'd have about 5 seconds to start the hack, and they're not anywhere near it. Well, really, really solid defense coming out from our initial defenders. And our initial attackers, you know, solid play, solid, you know, solid amount of kills, solid place on the scoreboard, but just, I don't like the team composition. I think it crippled them, and what the hell is that? That is someone's model. That was really weird. 2, 1, oh, well, lag, 0. There we go. And the switcheroo happens. Here come the respawns and the team switch. See if they can make anything happen. And I am... Whoa. There we go. Locked up for a second there. Sorry, everyone. I need a stronger computer.